Myung-hak apologizes to the public at the start of Myung-hak's last ploy crash episode 11 for not rearing his son appropriately. He realized abruptly on the way home that Lee Young-sub was behind the wheel of his vehicle. News of the General Commissioner's kidnapping spreads to Tae-ju and the TCI. When Chae-man visits the hospital in search of a female patient, he finds out that she died 2 days prior. Presumably, this is Young-sub's spouse. After learning that the kidnapper is Young-sub, the TCI decides to track down his phone. Myung-hak tries to convince Young-sub that he is innocent in the meantime, but Young-sub is aware of the reality. He desires to see him through to the end. Yunho phones Young-sub, who answers but won't let Myung-hak go in spite of Yunho's entreaties. By then, Chae-man has driven up to Young-sub after receiving their location. He forces Young-sub to stop by parking his automobile directly in front of him, allowing Myung-hak to flee. When Young-sub is eventually removed from Myung-hak by the police, Chae-man intervenes to stop him from physically abusing Myung-hak, although he appears upset. In an attempt to win over the public and media, Tae-ju wheels Myung-hak out of the hospital in a wheelchair while Young-sub is being questioned in detention. Myung-hak later talks with his colleagues about his son's case. He finds out that Chairman Yang has turned in a picture of the 3 lads in the vehicle, which unequivocally establishes Young-wook's drivership. However, Myung-hak's attorneys claim that they can find a solution. Kyung-soo is first questioned during the court case, but his testimony is compromised because he solicited Young-wook for a loan of money. Once back at the office, the TCI search for additional proof. Yunho remembers that Kim Min-sung's house was missing the report that demonstrated the tire impressions were different. Rather, they choose to search for Jin Chang-wook, the guy who authored the report. Myung-hak had instructed Tae-ju to take the report from Min-sung's home, according to a flashback. Currently, Myung-hak becomes anxious upon learning that Chang-wook has been summoned as a U.S. witness. Chang-wook gets picked up at the airport by So-hee and the others. While returning, So-hee's vehicle is encircled by other vehicles, which are presumably Myung-hak's men. The thugs believe they have the wrong car when Hyun-kyung and Dong Ji-ai get out of the vehicle. So-hee is accompanying Chang-wook via the subway somewhere else. Myung-hak delivers a note to the prosecution at the court. The prosecutor declares that Pil Myung-hak should be called as a witness. According to a flashback, Tae-ju gave Myung-hak the order to disclose the report ahead of the TCI in order to gain an advantage. He ought to present himself as an utterly fair person, even to his own son. Myung-hak currently turns in the tire report, claiming to have gotten it in secret. Although it strongly implicates Young-wook, Myung-hak asserts that he is a public officer prior to being a father. Young-wook breaks down in tears and confesses everything as a result. The murder is then shown to us in another flashback. When Young-wook phones his father after killing Hyun-soo, the father gives the order for everyone to claim they were simply witnesses. Young-wook currently claims that his father purposefully concealed the report in order to get them out of trouble. Given that he was a kid at the time, he requests a less punishment. Tae-ju exits the courtroom at this same moment and takes a flash drive out of his pocket, giving it a careful glance. Chang-wook then tells the court that Myung-hak was the one who had requested the tire report right before Chang-wook was leaving for the U.S. In the end, it is declared that Myung-hak would face charges for tampering with evidence. The Commissioner General is understandably incensed. A judge is also given access to an anonymous letter that goes into further detail on Myung-hak's unethical behavior. Myung-hak's office is visited by the inspection office, which then starts to search it. When Tae-ju shows there, he admits that he was the one who exposed Myung-hak. So-hee is watching a news story about this letter and Myung-hak's arrest while she is in the hospital. After that, she calls her father, who has at last become conscious. The court's final decision finds Young-wook guilty of beating So-hee's father and killing Hyun-soo. He receives a 20-year sentence because he